Hello and welcome. Apologies to those of you that have been following the channel for a while. Haven't put out another video for quite some time, and the reason is right here before you. I have been working on a prototype trailer for a company that I'm starting with my kids actually, and we are in the process of building this prototype from the ground up, and I wanted to take a minute to walk everybody through exactly what's going on. First off, the important thing is to name all your projects, and as Ginger is the Jeep, it only seemed appropriate to call the trailer Marianne. So meet Marianne. Sorry for some of the wind noise here, but we'll muddle through and we'll walk through this anyway. I'm gonna try to do it in one take. So first off, steel frame, 2x3, 1/8" wall, steel tubing for most of it. There is some 3" 3/16 wall mixed in, as well as some receiver stock, an arc trailer jack with the ratcheting mechanism, as well as the lock and roll hitch. From my days with the Opus, I just learned to love that lock and roll hitch, so we went ahead and put one on this trailer as well. It's designed very specifically, this trailer is designed very specifically to be pulled behind a Wrangler Unlimited. So the distance from the pivot on the hitch to the wheel centers is very close to the wheelbase of a Wrangler Unlimited. That way you can do full lock turns, and you can jackknife it and drive it out of a jackknife without it skidding or pinching, which is awesome as far as that goes. You could drive out of a jackknife at full lock, and the trailer will just follow the Jeep right along. And I've tried all this out in the parking lot and so forth. So on to the construction. So this is it's a square drop, but the square drop guys don't like me calling it that, so I'm going to call it a mega square drop. The box is 12 feet long, and it's 5.5 feet wide inside. And it is, as you can see, it looks like reverse aerodynamics, but the reason that that's done that way is because it takes advantage of the suction from the Jeep, from the back of the Jeep. It acts like a draft, and then the angle on the back actually reduces the suction behind the trailer, so it makes it a little bit better that way. The construction itself, the steel frame is welded, and we're using Timbren independent suspension. Sorry about the lawnmower there in the background. I don't have any control over that. Timbren independent suspension, 3,500 pound suspension with BFG ATs on 16-inch rims. Went to 16-inch rims. It's really common for trailers, and they happen to be exactly the right size that I wanted. They are 30 inches tall, just a tad bit over 30 inches tall, by 9 inches wide, and with 10-inch fenders, that's just about perfect. Arctic Tern windows and doors and hatches. I went with Arctic Tern's Wildlands door. It's a security door, so it's got the grizzly bear mesh, and the screen door actually locks. It would be very difficult to get inside of that screen door. The rest of the construction, the box, is a combination of aluminum and fiberglass reinforced plastic or glass reinforced plastic foam composite panels. And let me just show you, this is an example of one of the panels. This is the one that I actually cut out to put in one of the hatches, and I'm 260-ish pounds. Got it suspended here between a couple of 2-inch tall stakes, and you can see it doesn't move. I can jump up and down on this thing all day long, and it won't move. And this is obviously unsupported. The trailer has 18-inch centers, and this panel is 39 inches long, so it's about a 3-foot center. So that's more of a point load, or more of a distributed load that the thing will ever see inside, even with the water tanks and so forth inside of it. And I make these. Sorry about the mess in the shop, but yesterday was a cut day, so there's a lot of dust and dirt and debris in there. But I have a giant lay-down table that I use to make these panels. You can see the roll of glass reinforced plastic there, gel coat on one side, woven fiberglass as well as resin. Inside that thing, I have that custom made for me, and then the Dow styrofoam, high density foam, not just your regular hardware store stuff, but the high density stuff that you have to order. It's glued together with marine grade epoxy, and I use epoxy for a number of reasons. Number one is it's easy to work with. There's no volatile organics in it. It just works extremely well. The cure time is only 24 hours, and with this particular one, I don't have to heat up the shop to 80 degrees to make it go. The box is adhered to the frame with tape, with VHB tape. So you're thinking to yourself, wow, this trailer is taped together. Well, so far, yeah, it is taped together. There will be some sealant applied to some of the corners and so forth, where we want to make sure that we don't have any water get in. But the bottom line is that it is taped together. In fact, I taped the hatches, and the door is also taped in. So just to give you an idea of what kind of strength you're dealing with here, this is, it's flexing the suspension rather than moving the joint there with that tape on it. We do have a receiver hitch on the back of this one. So we could put like a bike rack. At some point, my wife and I might get e-bikes or whatever. But here's the bottom line. What I did was I made this thing so that anybody could put this together if they had the panels and they had the panels cut to the right size. So they're all captured joints. And I wish I could show you one, but the bottom line is that these things are all beveled. So you've got beveled joints that all meet up with the foam in the middle. I'm not using any adhesive foam to foam. All the adhesive is from the fiberglass skins to the aluminum. And then on the inside, I'm using 80/20 aluminum, which, if you're not familiar with T-slot, I'm using T-slot for the inner skeleton and also for the cabinets and bracketry and so forth on the inside. So one of the big things there, and I'll kind of show you, again, unfinished, so excuse the mess. One of the big things with T-slot is that then our cabinetry and so forth will become the structure of the inside. So most trailers, if you go to Indiana and look at the pieces of crap that they built in that state, what you get is a trailer that's built out of basically wooden stakes and staples, and then they build the cabinets inside of it. This thing is built with structural insulated panels, SIP, for those of you that know what those are. And then to reinforce that structure, all of the cabinets and everything on the inside will actually be part of the structure of the trailer using lightweight T-slot aluminum extrusions. So that's sort of the nutshell. A couple other interesting things. You'll see that there's not a spot for propane bottles. I'm going to put a little tongue box up here, but there's no spot for propane bottles. That's because this will be propane free. I am using, you can see it in there on the floor, I'm using Red Arc's Red Vision system and the Manager 30 system, as well as a 300 amp hour lithium battery. I've got 420 watts of solar that's going to go on the roof, and you also notice that there's no roof on it right now, and that's because I can't put the roof on until I get the bed frame done, because the bed frame is too big to go through the door, so I have to go through the roof with the bed frame. Once I get the bed frame and the frame and the bed platform in, then I'll go ahead and cap it off with the roof. So if you have any questions, make sure that you leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer anything for you. I am a certified installer for Arctic Turns windows, doors, and hatches. So if you are in Washington State and you need those put into a trailer or a van, we can do it by the book, or we can use my method, which I honestly believe is better, because I reinforce the hatches and the door from the inside and the outside. We can get into that at a different time. And again, thank you for your patience with me. There will be more on this guy in the coming days and weeks. It will be ready to camp in for the first time here in about 3.5 weeks. We're going to go on a little camping trip with it, and it probably won't be completely done at that point, but it'll be pretty darn close. So thanks so much. I hope everybody's having a great day. Sorry for the sort of still motion here, but I just wanted to go through and walk through it really quick with you and make sure that everybody was up to speed on what's going on. Thanks so much. Look forward to having you subscribe and like, and put that bell notification on there so you can get updates on this thing as I continue to build it.